In 2026 Chicago, 26-year-old Sofia Rivera sat on the cold kitchen floor of her tiny studio apartment, gently rocking her 11-month-old daughter Lila, who had been crying for hours. The formula can was completely empty. Sofia's last paycheck had gone straight to rent, and the little bit of money she had left barely covered diapers. The lights were off, not because she wanted darkness, but because she was trying to save every penny on the electricity bill. Lila's cries had turned into exhausted whimpers. Sofia pressed her lips to her daughter's warm forehead, whispering, "Shh, baby girl, Mama's here. I'm so sorry." Her hands shook as she reached for her phone. She had promised herself she wouldn't ask for help again, but tonight wasn't about pride. It was about a baby who didn't understand why her tummy hurt. She opened her messages and typed to her cousin Marcus, the only family member who sometimes still answered. "Marcus, I'm really sorry to bother you again. I need $40 for formula. Lila's been crying all night and I'm out. I get paid next week. I'll pay you back, I swear." She hit send without double-checking the number. She didn't even look at the name. She just set the phone down, pulled her knees to her chest, and let silent tears fall while Lila finally drifted into a restless sleep against her shoulder. 5 minutes later, her phone buzzed. "Unknown. Is your baby okay?" Sofia stared at the screen, heart pounding. She almost deleted the message. Strangers didn't reply like that. But something about the simple, direct question cracked the wall she had built around herself. She typed back with trembling fingers. "She's sick and out of formula. I'm so sorry. Wrong number. Please ignore this." The reply came faster than she expected. "Unknown. Don't apologize. Tell me what kind of formula she needs. I can help." Sofia froze. Her first instinct was to block the number. People didn't just offer help to strangers in the middle of the night. But Lila stirred again, letting out a small, pitiful cry, and Sofia's pride shattered. She sent her Venmo. 3 seconds later, $3,000 appeared in her account. Sofia sat there in shock, staring at the notification until the numbers blurred. She typed with shaking hands, "This is too much. I only needed $40. Please take it back." The reply was immediate and calm. "It's already yours. No strings. Just take care of your daughter. She deserves to sleep with a full belly tonight." Sofia cried harder than she had in months. The man on the other end was a 34-year-old Ethan Caldwell, reclusive tech investor who almost never answered unknown numbers. He lived alone in a sleek penthouse overlooking Lake Michigan, surrounded by silence and memories he tried not to visit. That night, something in Sofia's raw message reached through the walls he had built. Night after night, they talked. At first, it was practical. Ethan asked what else Lila needed. Sofia, still guarded, told him the truth in small pieces: the leaking faucet, the broken heater, the daycare she couldn't afford. He never made her feel small. He listened. Then he started asking about her dreams, her favorite books, the kind of mother she wanted to be. Sofia found herself looking forward to his messages. He had a quiet strength that made her feel safe. He told her he had lost his wife and their unborn child in a car accident 4 years earlier. The pain in his words was raw but controlled. Helping her, he said, was the first time in years he felt like he was doing something that mattered. Weeks turned into months. Sofia started working remotely as a research assistant at Ethan's foundation, organizing data for children's health initiatives. The pay was more than fair, and the flexible hours meant she could be with Lila. Ethan never pushed. He became a steady, gentle presence in her life who remembered Lila's favorite lullaby and sent her voice notes reading bedtime stories when Sofia was too exhausted to speak. One quiet evening, while Lila slept, Sofia scrolled through old news articles and froze. There it was, a small article from 3 years ago about a generous, anonymous donor who had funded an entire new pediatric wing at Chicago Children's Hospital, the same hospital where Lila had been born premature and spent her first 3 weeks fighting for her life. The donor was Ethan Caldwell. Sofia sat on the floor, phone in her lap, tears streaming down her face. Everything clicked, the way he had known exactly what Lila needed, the way he never asked for thanks, the way he had appeared in her life exactly when she was about to break. She called him that night, voice trembling. "You paid for Lila's NICU stay, didn't you? Before we even met?" There was a long pause on the line. "Yes," Ethan said softly. "I saw you in the hallway the night she was born. You were crying alone. I couldn't walk away." Sophia broke down completely. The twist came one rainy Thursday night. Ethan finally confessed everything. He had fallen in love with her voice long before he ever saw her face. He had been terrified to tell her, afraid she would think he was using his money to buy affection, afraid she would walk away from the only real connection he had felt since losing his wife and child. Sophia was terrified too. She had spent years learning not to depend on anyone. The idea of letting someone in, especially someone as powerful as Ethan, felt dangerous. But then Lila, who had just started walking, toddled over to Ethan during one of their video calls, reached her little arms up, and clearly said, "Dada." The word hung in the air like a miracle. Sophia cried, Ethan cried. In that moment, the walls she had built around her heart finally came down. They got married the following spring in a small, intimate rooftop ceremony overlooking the Chicago skyline. There were no paparazzi, no lavish displays, just close friends, Lila in a tiny white dress, and two people who had found each other through one wrong text on the darkest night of Sophia's life. Ethan never stopped being the steady, gentle man who answered a stranger's desperate message. Sophia never stopped being the fierce, loving mother who refused to give up. Together, they built a life where Lila would never know what it felt like to go to bed hungry or scared. And every year on the anniversary of that first wrong text, they sat together on their balcony, looking out over the city lights, and read the original messages aloud. A reminder that sometimes the most beautiful love stories begin with the simplest mistake. Sometimes, the universe doesn't send you the person you asked for. It sends you the person you needed.